waiting for another stream to load. That's why I'm taking this breath here. All right, welcome. I've got this large canvas behind me. I don't actually know how big it is. Let's get out a ruler here. Let's get out a tape measure. Got a nice little tape measure here. This could be my biggest painting yet. It's actually sitting down here. I need to let some of this dry, so I'm going to take a pause on this painting for the evening. But we're going to be doing my largest painting yet. So let's check the dimensions of this. This painting is about 47 inches. 47, let's see, 47 inches. Let's go. That seems like a funny length. Why would something be 47 inches? So I guess the full length must be about 4 feet. So the full length of this painting must be about 4 feet. Well, actually, you know what? We can measure the back. So the back has the full size of the canvas here. Yeah, it's actually about 48 inches. Got 48 by 3 feet, so 4 feet by 3 feet. So this will be about my biggest painting yet. The extra foot in length is quite a lot. It actually adds a lot of space. And we're actually going to paint over it. It's a nice little gift from a friend. This large canvas with the frame in it, which is absolutely beautiful. Now it feels like it's a print. It doesn't actually feel like doesn't feel like an actual painting. I can't tell. But I'm going to be painting over this, so. But we're not going to be doing a total paint over. We're going to be doing something a little different. So I need to unlock here. So the meat and easel, it's pretty good. You can actually unlock it here, and then I'm going to unlock it here. Raise this up. I'm going to need about an extra foot in space. But I just want to unlock everything for now so that I can fit everything, make sure everything's locked in place, because this is a little heavy. A lot heavier than just the canvas by itself. But I don't feel like unframing the painting, so we're actually going to figure out how to work it here. Let me transfer this piece. I should move somewhere for now. Let me see. Find a good place to put it. Here we go. Nice place to put it, right on top of my easel here. And let's actually, I don't think this will fit. I need to like stand on top of something. I have to stand on top of stuff to reach this. Let's see. And then we're going to see if this baby will fit on here and I can just put it straight onto the canvas. All right. So this would be a good test of our, I guess I probably need to do like, on YouTube, I probably need to go for a different angle. Maybe maybe I should go horizontal for this specific painting. I don't know who painted this. The name looks like Preston. The name looks like somebody named Preston. But we're gonna do this. Let's see. It fits the full amount. So it fits the full amount of what's going on here. Yeah, okay, but you know what? Let's push this a little closer over to the edge here. And just want to get the full picture here. Let's see what the best way to do this is without blocking too much of the camera. I might have to do lots of adjustments, but let's see here. All right. Remind me next time. I'll probably have to do like an angled view. But what am I going to paint on here? It's going to be a surprise. Maybe people can figure it out as I go. But I need to drop this a little bit. So do it nice and safe. And make sure I don't hit the last two. You know, it's a little bit tall for me. So I'm gonna drop this a little bit further. There we go. And I can already feel a little bit of a wobble. So, oh yeah, I haven't locked the wheels yet. So let me lock these wheels. Lock the wheels down. Got it pressed up against my couch. And let me just make sure all of this stuff is locked in first. All of the knobs are locked so that there's no accidents or anything. And then no accidental sliding. So everything's pretty locked in place, except for this top part. But you know what? I don't think the top part's really going to affect it too much. Maybe. There we go. Let's just drop it down anyway. We're going to start this. What you're doing here? No. So this is I'm going to paint over a landscape. A friend gave this to me, and they're like, "Hey, dude, why don't you paint dinosaurs on this?" Pietro. I can't tell the name. Pietro, I think, is the name of the artist down here. But I'm gonna do something totally different composition. Let's get out a nice little duster here. Nice little duster. This is on backwards. Puts the duster on backwards. Here we go. So we're just gonna dust this off a little bit. It's been sitting in storage for such a long time. And honestly, when my friend gave this to me, they're like, "Dude, can you just paint dinosaurs on it?" And although I'm not painting dinosaurs, although I might paint some dinosaurs, that's not the ultimate goal here. So we're gonna dust this up a little bit, or dust this off. But even my cats are fascinated by this painting right now. But this is a 4 foot by 3 foot dinosaurs. Yes. And again, this was a gifted canvas. So let me see. What's the camera angle here? How we doing camera angle wise? Is there a way to drop this a little bit? Just a hint. Ah, there we go. Just drop it a notch. Yo, Fayo. All right. So I don't know I don't know what material this is, but this is not, I don't feel like this is an actual paint. I mean, there's some texture, but I can't tell. There's like such a smoothness on some parts. It must be real paint. You know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, because if it wasn't for my ignorance, yeah, I know, I remember you, X-Fay. But if it wasn't for my ignorance, I might be like, wow, this might be painted from, you know, William Turner. Is William Turner an artist? I feel like William Turner. Alexa, is William Turner a landscape artist? Hey Google, is William Turner a landscape artist? Promise.
William Turner, J.M.W. Turner.
Hey Google, thank you. Goodbye. All right, so according to Google, yes, William Turner is a landscape artist. Let me see. Oh, we're getting these two little kittens. Alright, so let's actually get started on painting. This will be a little different because I don't have my reference next to me. My reference is on my laptop, so I really have to like figure out this composition here. So if we center the composition, I would say that this is pretty centered. So I really want the composition to take up the third here. So really want to make sure that the eye hits the third, get the third. The rule of thirds would be like, I usually eye my rule of thirds. So just going by rule of thirds, I'm thinking like right over here in this little section. So I got to paint my figure in this area right here. This artist did not use the rule of thirds. Just kind of like, let me put this tree right in the middle. But that's cool too. However people choose to make their artwork, it's fun to analyze. And then let's see. So rule of thirds. Maybe this they knew the rule of thirds, but they didn't like utilize it. So rule of thirds, I think the face would be here and here. Oh yeah, I feel the bars here, and they probably put them in the thirds, so that would make it easy to paint over. And then let's see, rule of thirds. I'm just trying to analyze where I want my pieces to go. So my head to be here. Maybe the smile to be like right here. Okay, so let's just get into it. This will be an exciting painting. Let's open up. Oh yeah, I have to move this painting so that it doesn't get in the way, doesn't touch anything. There's a good place for this. I need it somewhere easy that I can easily access it when I need it. But I also need it to be away from my cats. What's up, Scout? Hey, buddy boy. Come on. Come on. My cats. Love my cats. All right. So, what is this up here? Let's get our paint supplies. So. Let's go like this. I've got my gloves on. Got my gloves on. We're on some materials open, so my mineral spirits and my oils. And let's go. So I'm going to start fairly loosely. So this is my favorite loose brush to work with, and I'm trying to think how I want to start it, because here's the problem with this painting is if I start painting from scratch, I have a lot of room to work with. AKA, if I start painting from scratch, all of it's going to eventually like blend together. But now that I'm painting on top of something, you know, anything that I paint onto it kind of has to blend in with the background. I don't have the same light. You know, using the background to cover up, using the background to paint over. So I can't make as many mistakes at the beginning. I can't mess around with things as much as I would like. So I have less flexibility in that area. Am I blocking stuff? I want to try to make this as like, you know, as much as possible. Trying to get the halfway point. So I want this. So if I use this, I'll bring her right down to about here. The head's going to take up about a third. head, shoulder to the halfway point. I see the head's going to take up about a third. Yeah. Okay. So, like with anything I like to do, I really pretty much just dive in. Right, let's see here. We're going to go with... We're going to do a white for our base layer, or a light blue for our base layer, just to, you know, start to get. This is a really loose light color. Let's see, halfway, so half of half is about a third. We're gonna go right up about here. So start right here at the central point. There we go, our first line here. And we got our center point here. So I'm trying to figure out what's the halfway point on this image here. Halfway point would be about the shoulders. So I want to get the head to be come right down to here. See, the halfway point of this is right around the neck. So halfway point, we'll mark our halfway point right here. And let's see, so this will be just staying gonna be pretty loose with this, and then gonna come down. And then let's see, we're gonna bring the neck up. If we do the neck here, the neck is gonna be about, let's see, the neckline will be about 1, 2. So neckline will be about 1/3 of that. So let's see. 1, 2, and then 3. So yeah, okay. So neckline will be about right there. The overall length of the head here. Let's go a little bit bigger. And let's go like this. So got everything is about marking off some spaces, especially if I still don't have the proportions and everything. No, that's very helpful. And then let's see. The eyes are about halfway up the head at an angle. So somewhere between, let's see, halfway up from here. Let's go measuring chin to eye. Chin to nose. So chin to the middle of the nose should be about halfway from here. So we're going to go like, where this halfway point is like right here, middle of the eyes. And we're going to come around, and let's get the width of the head right here. So the eyes come at an angle. So the length of the head should be about double. So we're going to come like this, and let's go just marking it out at an angle here. And then let's go like this. Length of the head, we're going to come around. Let's go like top of the nose here. Come around like so. We're just building up on top of this painting here. So this looks a little bit too high. So it looks a little bit too high. Oh yeah, that's because the hair is going to add an extra dimension with the hair. So that's why we're having this illusion here. And the nose should come down right there. Right? Yeah, the nose should actually come down right here, so that's a little bit off. But that's okay. Nose is probably going to be about the length of the forehead here. So I'm using basic measuring rules. If I, no, I did not paint this landscape. I'm painting over the landscape. An artist named Pietro or Preston or Pretzor actually did the original. But I got this as a gift from a friend, and they wanted me to paint dinosaurs on it. I'm not going to paint a dinosaur. I might paint some dinosaurs on it, but we're going to be painting over it with something else. Something else entirely different. So let's go like this. That comes down. That's going to come down a little further. And just around the nose, we're going to have a little bit of a cheekbone. And it's a little bit of a challenge because I have my light fixture behind me, and it has like a very unusual, my light fixtures, I need better lighting is what I'm trying to say if I'm going to paint around here. So this is going to come right under the nose here. And the chin is going to be actually like that. Let's see. And then we're going to come up around the hair. We start to curve up around the hair here. And let's get the lips. So we've got the top of the nose. And we're going to come down with this nose here. And the mouth should pretty much separate by half. And let's go right around here and get the eyes, really big eyes here. Just really big round eyes. Right up into here. And then another set of eyes on this side. I can make it a little bit bigger there. And keep the frame, whitewash the canvas. Michael Wilbur, the frame is about $750 frame if bought at Michael's. Yeah, no, this is a really expensive frame. They bought this frame, it was a $400 frame. They got it like second, they got it from some seller. I wouldn't say second hand, they got it from some seller. So yeah, I'm very grateful to be painting on this. Very lucky. I know, I'm very lucky to receive a frame like this. So we're going to use it, and so these eyes are at an angle, but the hair shouldn't be so angled. So we're going to bring this down and this hair, and boom. So this is where the neck is right here. So let's bring 2 lines down from the neck. The neckline will start like right under the nose. So right over here, we're going to bring the neck down like so. Let's get some more paint. Just using our basic layer of white here, and then we're gonna, like this, underneath. There should be not wider than the nose here, so that'll come right under the chin. Let's get the rest of the head here. So we're gonna come around. Going to round out around the eyes here. round out around the eyes, come down right about the shoulders, and then this one is going to go much flatter against her head. So here we go. But you know what? That's the wonderful thing about art friends, people that really like art, is like, you know, it just never becomes overly precious, which gives you an opportunity to really experiment. You know, when you have friends that really love the arts, and like, you know, you don't feel like it has to be overly precious, and like, when I say precious, I mean, you know, like that feeling that like I can't paint over this because it's so delicate, so you know, important, so critical that, you know, I can't do anything with it. Now, obviously, I wouldn't ever paint over like, you know, an iconic painting like out of Picasso or something, right? But, and we don't actually know who this artist is, but if they never, they probably wouldn't have given it away if, for whatever reason, it was worth that much. So we're just gonna go with that. Just gonna go with that. This is gonna come like right under the lip here. And we're gonna bring this. Going down with these paints. And then let's come down. This should be like right under the chin here. So we're gonna bring this just out a little bit further. And let's go around, bring this past the cheek here. Bring that. And then here we go. So this will stand out just a little bit further, maybe a little bit further. We're gonna go down with it, down, down. And let's see, I should already be at about the halfway mark with that. So honestly, the halfway mark should be a little lower. But let's just go like this. We're gonna go. So I'm losing some of the value, so I want to bring out a little bit more blue for the sketch. So I don't know who did this painting, Prieto, Preston, Prezzo, but we're going to collaborate here. Collaborating with the famous landscape painter known as Presto. This should be about the length of the head, so let's see, length of the head. Should definitely be about the length of the head, so we're gonna go length of the head. Yeah, I didn't give myself enough space to work. I don't know what to do now. Do I make the head bigger, or do I just, what is this adjustment that I need to make here? So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna paint this around. I should make everything a little bit more expanded. And let's go on this. The hand's gonna come around the front here. Let's say quite a lot lower, right around here. Go right up to the cheek here. Just gonna sketch out our hands pretty loosely. It's gonna come around to the edge of the shoulder. Come around the side here. And let's see, shoulder's gonna come down, this dress is gonna come down right about there. And just in space to not block the signature. Alright, so I've got the basic block in. Hope he doesn't roll over his grave to know that my painting over his work. That painting went from $500,000 to $5. Oh, Mizu, you don't even know. You just don't understand. No one will ever understand my artwork. And then this is where I run into my bedroom and slam the door. You know what? I gotta change up the colors for this. I'm gonna change up some of my colorations. Change up some of the colors for this. Let's do, instead of pinks, I'm going to focus more on yellows. So let's add some yellow. Let's add some sienna. Some burnt sienna, burnt umber might be good. Should have painted a centerfold. Show us my reference picture, please. I cannot right now because it's on my laptop. I mean, I can. It's going to be a surprise. You just got to stay tuned here for the journey, Michael. You just got to be here for the entire journey, okay? I can't give away all my greatest secrets. Obviously, everybody wants to know how I make a masterpiece, but sometimes you just gotta go with it. I'm as transparent about my paintings as a silk dress. gotta have some stuff left for the imagination, but it's quite clear. It is quite clear what I do. And I want some raw alizarin crimson. By the way, I have a huge, huge thing of paint coming that. Let's see, is my burnt sienna in here? No, it's my yellow ochre. Yes, my burnt sienna is in here. Yeah, wonderful. All right, great. So we're gonna lay down our burnt sienna here. All right, Crazy Fox VR, here we go. No, not staying to watch me decimate. Wow, this seems like controversial. Like Michael Wilbur's getting upset about this painting. I think I'm going in the right direction here. People are really upset. People are going to be really upset about this. Oh, I can feel Michael raging. I can sense Michael, like, how dare he paint over something. That could have been Michael. This could have been this could have been a Wilbur painting. This could have been a Wilbur. How dare I honestly, you know, Michael, like, I can actually sense how upset you are. I can actually, no joke, Michael. I don't know if you are upset or if you're not, but I can actually get a feel that you are possibly very, very, very enraged by the fact that I would paint over this. Despite your sense of humor in many ways, I get a sense that Michael Wilbur does not approve of this activity. I see. Oh, wow. All right. Someone is upset, and it is perfect. I love it. Michael Wilbur is so pissed off right now. I can sense it. Michael Wilbur is so upset that I would possibly take this painting in a $400, well, like a pre-owned $400 frame. So this frame was originally, it was bought second from somewhere else for $400. There's a price on it. Gosh, that's hilarious though. But you know, I've never had this like feeling while I was painting, but I actually get a sense of anger from Michael Wilbur. I know this is so weird that's coming that, you know, I'm streaming and it's a computer, like, but I actually feel like Michael Wilbur is truly upset that this would happen. So anyway, let's go into this. Let's go into this. We're gonna just start our painting. Michael, what is upsetting you? You know, unfortunately, though, I probably should prime this paint. Honestly, I think it's a print. Like, there's texture on it, but the way these textures are, they just don't feel. I don't know. I'm not totally convinced. I feel like there is a way to create textures, but I really do sense a sense of rage coming from Michael, because this is painting over what he might consider a masterpiece. And you know what? It's better. Alright, so Michael's sad now. He went from enraged to sad to finding this hilarious. So I know that the frame is $400. I don't actually know how much the painting was, but they got the frame. I don't know if they got the frame and the painting for $400, or whether the frame was $400 with the price tag, and then the painting itself was a different price. And here we go. I'm just using a Princeton Catalyst brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, Princeton Catalyst. It's since lost its name, but I just found out that they sell now individual packs of these. So I have I have 2 more coming in the mail. These 2 are Princeton Catalyst. You can see the polytip bristle, Princeton Catalyst. So these 2 are great, but they're flat, and they, for whatever reason, they just didn't work out. Maybe I didn't clean them properly, but they make an excellent round brush for sure, a round pointed brush, and it didn't keep its point. You could tell it didn't keep its point, but I really don't need it to keep its point. I love it because it holds a lot of paint and it works very well with paint in the way that I like. It's a G clay. Oh, G clay print? Yes. Is it a G clay? How can you tell if it's a G clay or not? Oh my goodness. This is a funny feeling how Michael Wilbur could be so upset right now. Or previously upset. You don't even know who this artist is. I don't even know if they're still alive. What is upsetting you, Michael Wilbur? This is a place to share your feelings, okay? If there's ever a place to share your feelings, this is it. Don't be shy. Share your emotions, my friend. And then we're going to come around here. We should actually start above the nose and come to the side of the eye here. So that should start right above the eye. So this should start right above where the eye is. So let's see, right above. The center of her eye is, so we're going to go so wherever the center of her eye is where this forehead line needs to come down. So wherever that is, so this needs to be like right here. Very, very tiny. Use a magnifying glass. What's the point? Print on canvas, throw in a Waldo. I will throw in a Waldo, possibly. I mean, it's not my fault that I can't read this signature. P-I-R-E-T-Z-O with an extra detail at the end. Pizetro? Pietro? I mean, Pietro? Come down with this, get a nice little angle right here. And then just got a big cheekbone coming around. Honestly, it's almost very caricature right now. Might have to reduce the size of her head. But let's get in some. Let's start to build in some shadows. Where do we want our shadows? We're gonna get our shadows right into here along the side of the nose, coming down straight from the top here. So straight down from the top, we start building in shadows like right here. And let's get this other eye. This was given to me by one of my collectors, so throw in a Where's Waldo, a Sherman tank would be. I could throw in a Sherman tank. I could throw in anything. I can throw in anything. But for now, I just want to capture a couple things. Let's get this neckline right here. So is there anybody? I feel like Michael Wilbur is like, this man does not really respect art. He does not respect it one bit. I'm never visiting this channel again. See, this is the art everybody should be making. You gotta make art where, you know, if nobody's saying I never want to see your channel again, you're not making interesting enough art. I could just be deluding myself, but like, I don't want anybody to feel like they can't. You know? I don't want anybody to feel like I don't want them. I want all my viewers to stay forever and ever and ever and never go to another YouTube channel. Ever. Okay? Nobody ever leave me. I want people to watch me eternally forever. Alright. We're going to come down here and we're going to add some shadow into the side of the face here. And let's add a hint of this burnt sienna here. I'm just going to come around this side of the hair. Give her a nice natural curve at the top of her head here. And let's see if we can start about adding some details into the hands. So we're going to add a nice deep shadow coming around. Oh wait, you know what? I'm going to save the hands for later. Sherman tank. After this, I could send it to Michael, who will add something, then send it to you, that will add something. Then it'll be worth $15. You should, between each of you, you just increase the price by 100%, from $5 to $10 to $15. That's not enough, okay? You got to increase it by like 500%. So you have to increase it by at least $25 each. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Alright, so we're going to go with some yellow. And let's see, right here. So it'll be a darker yellow. It's a little bit too bright. Let's go with even lighter. Let's go with more white here. Just gonna paint it flat onto the canvas here. Go shrink down the nose here. Give her this little highlight at the tip of the nose right here. And let's just bring this around. So it's a nice little area under the lip. Should I feel bad? Put $200 per square inch. Should I feel bad that I've upset Michael Wilbur? Let me see how I can smooth this out a bit. I have a nice smoothing brush. What's that smoothing brush? I need to get rid of some of these brushes. So this brush is a good smoothing brush. It's a Rosemary Co. It's a very delicate brush. It's a badger hair. Let's see, so right here is going to come in around. And everyone makes vid of their contribution. Yes, that could work, but you know, so this is actually going to be a gift because they bought one. They're a collector of my paintings, and then they gave me this massive canvas. So, you know, we might work something out, like a deal or something, if I plan to show this. But pretty much. They've collected my paintings, and I like to go above and beyond for my collectors. Go above and beyond. Beyond what is expected. So why is this yellow? I don't know. I'm gonna take this yellow. I'm going to go with old washed out colors, right? Like colors from when things get washed out after years and years of color fading. just add a little bit of this ochre color to kind of capture the lips here. Come around. Around the bottom. Just slightly past the nose. Are you saying you've never seen a painting of mine that comes from a reference? What do you mean by that? For more art desecration. Are we really desecrating artwork? No. I'm making it better, people. This is going to be better. It's going to be more interesting, more modern. It's going to be a more modern painting. Honestly, I think this is, as Michael said, this is G clay. And I don't actually know if the G clay is, I don't actually know what it is. But I probably should have primed the surface first. I definitely probably should have primed it first. Because it's like so slick and smooth. I wonder if this paint will actually stay on or if one day I could just like peel it off. But we'll have to let time explain to us. We will have to let time tell us. Only time will tell. We're actually going to paint some of this into here. Let's put some highlights around in here. Put some highlights right under the chin here. And then some highlight right under the chin, like so. Yo, hey, take care, Michael. Thanks for stopping by and sharing your discontent. In the hour of our discontent. Still establishing some structure. It's a bit cartoony now. So I want to try to smooth things out a little bit. Honestly, the lip needs to be a bit higher. Let's go and bring this lip up a little bit. Down from the nose. Come right past the eyelid. So come to the other eye. And let's go with some shadow. Let's build up these shadows a little bit more. We're going to come like this. So build up into the neck area. Actually back into the underneath the chin, right? So underneath the chin here. this hair down. So is this a portrait of the collector? Maybe. I can't reveal that secret yet, but I won't reveal my secrets. Never. My secrets are my secrets. And we're gonna get some. And here we go. So we're going to clean off this brush. We're just going to go build in a bunch of white. Actually, no, we should do it with a base of like gray, white, black, with a gray. You know what? I should use my my gray. I have a gray. My Payne's gray here. Where's my Payne's gray? So I had to consolidate all my paints because I'm not using my regular easel anymore. So let's build up these colors that are gray here. You know what? I should go with add a little bit of red into this. I want to have some color into it. Josh, what's up, dude? This has high-key been something I want to do as well. Paint over a classic piece. You know, I don't know how classic it is. Honestly, there was a. I don't know if it's a print. I can't really tell because it has some texture, but it also feels like a vinyl rather than some type of vinyl rather than. You know what? I might need this to just be gray instead of trying too hard to get extra colors in it. But you know what? It would be good to have some extra shadows. So let's just fill this in here. Here, just fill this. This hair is going to come right down about here. But just be careful though, Josh, because Michael Wilbur will be very upset with you if you do something like this. I need a bigger brush now. Where's my big brush? Where is it? Here we go. We're going to go with a big brush. Actually, I was gonna use this one, but I probably need this one, like a nice filbert. So we're gonna go with white here, our gray. Let's go with our white gray. It's good, man. And Michael Wilbur Carter, you were on yesterday. Yeah, Carter, what's up, dude? How are you? I do remember that name. I like it when people tell me that they were here previously, because it really helps me to know, who keeps coming in. Just doing a nice base coat here. And we're just going to continue painting in here. And I want to be careful not to go over the signature. So let the signature stay, the previous artist's signature. When am I not trolling? Yes, I did the trolling today. You could say that. You could say that I was the troll of the day. But this is why you need to charge people for your artwork, by the way, people. Because if I paid for this canvas with a huge, beautiful, $700, $800 frame, I obviously would not do this painting, right? However, because this was gifted to me by a person, by a friend, a collector, an art lover, an art enthusiast, that really wanted me to paint dinosaurs onto it, I have the freedom to do whatever I want with it without having any sort of emotional tie to it. And I think that could be a wonderful thing. Could be a bad thing. It can also be a very wonderful thing. Bad for the original artist, right? But absolutely great for me, because now I get to do something that who knows. This is fun. It's fun to not have this this limitation. Everybody should try it. Everybody should try to not have limitations on their artwork. let's go like this. And paint down this arm. Actually, no, I should probably go down this arm with like a yellow. Let's go. Nothing wrong with the women at all, but yeah, they're right. It's open to do whatever you want. And it's cool for Donnie or two, Dino or two. Hey, there's still time for dinos. There's still time for a dinosaur. Don't lose hope, Omizu. Don't lose hope so quickly. Don't lose hope so quickly. That's my only wisdom for the day. Is don't lose hope so quickly. There might be lots of dinosaurs. There is still lots of time for dinosaurs. If you love a dinosaur, let me know. Still got time. Can anyone already guess what I might name this? Probably not, because nobody knows her name. What mess is this? Josh is, I think Josh sent me something on Instagram. Do you want people to see it, or are you just sending that to me for later? You know what? Let's just add a little dinosaur for fun, okay? Since everyone keeps bugging about the dinosaur, we're gonna add a little dinosaur here. Let's see, how do we... Dinosaurs have ears? There's a little dinosaur. Well, we'll make it better later, but for now, just doing a little stick figure dinosaur. Let's see. I guess they got big quads, right? So probably come like this, and then little tiny calves, and they probably walk on their little tiny calves. Little arms, little dinosaur arms. Just gonna fill this in with green just to kind of clean the space here. There you go, Mizu. There's your dinosaur, dude. Are you happy? Are you happy now? All right. So I got massive leg. Actually, no, let's build this dinosaur up a little. Let's bring in some of our yellow just to give it some different shade around. Let's say that the light, I mean, they didn't really give a light. Oh yeah, they give the light from the back, from this side. So if we got the light coming from this side, let's go like this. Like this, the back of the head here. Front of the face, just a little bit. Just an initial, like, I should just make all the dinosaurs like really bad. I didn't use a reference for the dinosaur, by the way. Totally just making it up here. And I need a pterodactyl. What is... We're going to do the base layer with the brown, like a red-green. Is that even a color, red-green? Alright, so let's see. Rule of thirds, if I was to split this in half, I need a pterodactyl like right here. Swooping out of the horizon. How do you draw a pterodactyl? I don't know. I'm just going to make it up here. Where's James Gurney? There's my pterodactyl. It's coming along, right? You know what? The pterodactyl's body should probably come right up to its throat, right here. There we go. That looks like more pterodactyl-esque. And honestly, its wings should be probably a little bit longer. Support its body here. Let's add some browns into this guy. Add some shadow to the underside here. Add some shadow to the front of the arm, underneath the mouth here, on the side of the face. Give some dimension. As the inside of the leg should probably have some shadow. If the light's coming down this way, we're gonna bring out the, let's see, the light's coming down this way. So honestly, if the light's coming down this way, it's probably gonna bring out the shadow that way. So bring out the shadow that way. Almost looks like a seahorse's face. Yeah, I guess it could be. So bring out the shadow, and we're going to project the shadow down to the bottom left here. And basically just add like dark stuff. I don't want to lose the whole painting, but I definitely like the idea of adding, you know what, if the light's coming down from here, let's add a little bit of shadow for our pterodactyl here. A little bit of pterodactyl shadow. Just to give it, you know, some like more more definition of its side here. Let's see, can y'all see that? Yeah. These animals are huge. What's up, Scout? Hey, bud. How you doing, pal, huh? Just talking to my cat. All right, let's see. Where should I go with this? I mean, this is definitely not a one night painting, but and I'm also not used to working on a surface because it's so slick. It doesn't really take the paint very well. I mean, it doesn't really take the paint at all. So I'm pretty much like working on such a slick surface. A surface. I'm working on a surface. It's a very smooth surface. All right, let's see what we can do with this mighty little brush. I believe this is a 2 or a 4. And let's do this. See how we're going to do this. Definitely the yellow underlayer. continue on with this yellow underlayer here. And let's see how we're gonna go and make this transition. So this transition is gonna go like that and then around. This should be just a little bit higher. Straight into the hair. And then we're actually going to use this to come around, get the eyes here, and come around, capture this side of the eye here, and then just capture a tiny bit of eye right here. Give her some more round eyes. And we're going to bring in a bit more shadow, aka let's find darker brown, but not too dark. A bit of a burnt sienna here. And then right into here. And let's see, so this is coming around. We're going to paint a little bit of shadow. Let's bring a bit of highlight down from her cheek. A little bit of shadow down from her cheek here. Get into this neckline. We're gonna take a bunch of this white, and we're gonna start to add in some of the details of this. This outfit here. Grab this white here. Huge chunks of white. And let's go bring this down into here. It's going to come up into the hair. And we're going to bring this down right across. We're going to bring all the white across because that's the color of the outfit. Just wanted the gray so we can have like, you know, just wanted the gray. So that we can have like a base layer. A nice base to work from. And you know, we can actually add, start. Let's see here. Go like this. And you know what? We could do some technique here. Let's. Here's a problem actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't really use this technique. AKA, what I was gonna do is like wipe away. Now I can't really wipe away because the underpainting, I don't have an underpainting. I mean, there's an underpainting, but it's not a clean, it's not a nice clean underpainting. So I can't really wipe away too much and expect good results because what's going to come through is basically whatever's already there, which is not what I want. I don't want anything that's underneath. To show. So what I should have done is I should have painted it like white or something. I should have just try to find this nose before. I'm actually gonna take a break. I've got the basic idea. We've worked this basic idea, so we're gonna take a break in a few moments. But you know, when inspiration strikes, you gotta strike and let it strike. But for now, what I gotta do is, let's see, we're gonna throw on her face here. Let's go. Boom, carve that away. Boom, carve this away. Boom, carve away some of this. Get down to the tip of the nose. And let's see what we can do about the hands. We're gonna add some shadow into the hands here. Actually, I'm gonna blend some shadows, start blending some deeper shadows into the hand. So let's find the right hand here. And we're gonna go across the top just to sketch it out. Actually, this needs to be much bigger, so bigger like that, some more, and then going across the top of the hand here. We're going to get the fingers like this. Boom. Nice little, nice thin finger. And then, let's see, the other nail's also going to come right down here. This is going to come down. Other knuckle. And these knuckles down. So it's going to actually go past here. One could say that I've learned to draw, not for good, but for evil, for desecrating the artwork of someone else. Totally joking. Totally joking. And here we go. We're going to come around and actually add this color around the side here. Definitely need to make our hands more delicate, but we can work that later. All right. Let's see. This arm out a little bit. We gotta bring this arm. We gotta thin this arm out before we take our first major break from this. we're gonna thin this out just by adding some white here, or gray. We're bringing down our gray. Oh yeah, and then there's gonna be some texture around, so I can actually carve this a bit because there's gonna be little drops of stuff here. Bring this down a little. Let's take our break for now. A lot of thinking goes into, that's why, you know, oil painting is great, because when you paint in phases, like it kind of forces you to paint in phases, knowing that you have to wait for it to dry. You kind of have to, you know, you're pretty much 100% going to have to wait for it to dry if you go bigger or big or whatever, you know, whatever your definition these sizes are. Maybe this could be small for some artists. But it really forces you to kind of like take a step back and be like, hey, this part takes a lot of thinking, and it really does. You know, you really got to plan things out, pick the colors, make choices, make decisions, and constantly think about where things are going to be placed. All right. I definitely need a break. Especially as the painting dries, you have an opportunity to build on top of it. And actually, you know what? I've never done a paint over in this way, in the sense of like, you know, I've never really painted over a fully dried painting. Or even if this is actually a painting, I don't know if it's Giclée, or what, but it's definitely a whole different texture. Let's see if this is, our head's tilted just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, we'll work this and figure it out, but until then, let's take a break from now, and we'll be back later on. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here, and have a good afternoon.